A good win over Paraguay took England into the last 8, their best performance since 1970. Their opponents would be Argentina. It was their first meeting since the Falklands War, 4 years earlier.
I went into some press conferences, and that was the first question that was asked of me. How does this affect the England team with Argentina and the Falkland Islands issue? And I said, listen, that's history. So don't ask me any questions about politics. If you do that, I'm getting up and I'm walking out. Don't waste time on questions like that. Don't ask me anything regarding the diplomatic situation, okay, or the political situation. We're here to play football. Don't confuse the two issues, all right? So don't waste my time.
We're footballers, we're not politicians. We've just come here to win the World Cup. I mean, what happened 2 or 3 years ago is nothing to do with us, and it's just a football match between two sets of players.
Neither set of supporters were quite so willing to forget.
Because they lost the war, didn't they? So there'll be tension from their side because they lost the war. We won it, so there won't be no tension on us. We're the kings.
I saw 1 or 2 English supporters with rapists' masks on, with bobble hats with Falklands around them. You know, they obviously had all the gear ready, and there were some extremely weird, bizarre sights of people looking very ugly and prepared to do ugly things.
The tension was rising inside the stadium and inside the dressing room.
I was pretty calm before a game, just getting my thoughts together. Others were different, you know. You pick your head toilets, and some go up and throw up in the toilets with nerves, you know, plenty of those. You know, and there's people that want to rally the troops, you know, Terry Butcher, crikey, used to give it the old cage tigers.
We're snarling, we're scrapping, we're ripping them to shreds.
Punching his fist and punching the air.
Come on, this is England. This is what you play for, the 3 lions. Get out there, all that. Cage tigers, cage tigers.
He went around like a raging lion, you know. Come on, hitting people on the shoulder, and come on, you know, this sort of thing. Which is nice for a coach, I think. When you come out of the Azteca Stadium before the match, and there's 114,000 in the stadium, and it's Argentina versus England to get to the semi-final, where is there a bigger match?
2 weeks earlier, England were on their way home in disgrace. Now they were heroes. All that stood in their way was the best player in the tournament, Diego Maradona.
As soon as he touched the ball for the first time, there was a kind of a collective gasp around the ground that Maradona.
Every time Maradona got the ball, or even when he didn't have the ball, everyone, you know, we were just watching him because he was just absolutely superb.
He fed off the will for him to do something spectacular, and he delivered it.
Maradona just walked away from Huddle then. Maradona.
I saw the whole incident. I mean, it was as clear as a bell to me. It was only maybe 2 or 3 seconds that I realized he was actually walking away from the decision and walking away from the situation towards the centre spot.
The England players protesting to the referee.
And I said to Don, I don't think he's seen the handball. I think he's given a goal. And Don said, what? No, come on. And he kept walking away towards the centre circle, and I said, look, he hasn't seen it, Don. And it was an unbelievable state of mind that I was in.
I remember kicking off, and Peter Beardsley said, oh, he's punched it in the net. But what can you do? You know, got away with it. From that goal, to then score that, certainly the best goal I've ever seen, because that pitch was terrible. And every time you put your foot down, the whole pitch slid away with you, and you're falling over. And to do what he did, Maradona on the halfway line, that bit of skill where he left Reedy behind, let alone jink through and beat about 6 players and knock it past Peter Shilton.
Maradona turns like a little eel and comes away from trouble. Little squat man comes inside Budger, leaves him for dead. Outside Fenwick leaves him for dead and puts the ball away. And that is why Maradona's the greatest player in the world. He buried the English defence. It's England 0, Diego Maradona 2.
All seemed lost for England. Maradona had won the match. It needed another miracle. John Barnes had resigned himself to not playing. Now Bobby Robson brought him on.
I was delighted. I was thinking I'm on television here, everyone's watching me, and it doesn't matter whether I get the ball or not because I'm on the pitch with Maradona and there's not long to go, and you know, we're 2-0 down, so if I get the ball and can do something good, fine, but regardless of that, I'm so delighted just to be here.
Up to the far side. Oh, then can Fenwick get the cross in? He can't, but he finds Barnes. Good skill here by Barnes. Can he get the cross in? He can. The header, Lineker! And England have scored.
You know, you kind of have your tongue in your cheek and going, oh, I wasn't bad, was I? You know, that kind of a thing. So maybe Maradona thinks I'm as good as him. I wonder if he does. I wonder if he knows my name.
Lovely work by Barnes down the left. He beat 2 men on a sixpence. Perfect cross. England 1, Argentina 2.
So I went from being very humble to the fact that I'm not even bothered to all of a sudden, you know, I wanted a new contract and everything, you know, that's how great I am.
And lacked the vision. Maradona, fine challenge by Hodge. This is Beardsley, 2 to his left, 1 is John Barnes.
And the second one was almost a replica. In fact, I've spoken to Gary Lineker a couple of times about that, more than a couple of times, you know, over the years. Hey, what about that chance in Argentina? Yeah.
Every Englishman surely would be saying, go on, run at them.
The most disappointing thing for me is after I put the other cross in, it's not until the ball was actually being crossed that I thought, we could equalise and we could go through.
It's a good cross!
I saw it all the way, saw the keeper wasn't getting it. I don't know, just 3 or 4 yards out, easy header. I saw it all the way into my head.
As it came in and Gary headed it, I thought, that's in. And then as I've turned it when I've gone, that's in. Is there a hole in the net? Why isn't the ball in the net?
It's a good cross!
Headed it like that, and then from somewhere, I don't know, he's come under my arm or jumped up, but this Argentinian has got his head between my head and...
It's a good cross! Yes! Lineker just could not get to it. Centimetres away.
Lineker finished in the back of the net without the ball. He said, I couldn't believe I hadn't scored. And I wish he had.
But the whistle goes, and England are out of the World Cup.
He dominated the whole match from start to finish, and it was his moment, you know. And in a way, even though it was a dodgy goal, we felt quite honoured, still do in a way, to have been at that match. You always talk about, were you at that game? And we were at that game.
I ran down the tunnel, and then I get pulled by the doping official. You're sitting down there and you're obviously distraught, and then 3 Argentinians come in, I think 2 subs and 1 Maradona comes in, and they all jump in a boat, and you know, you like shake hands and we wish them good luck and everything else. And I said to him, well, did you head the ball? Was it the header or handball? And he said, no, it was with my head. It was with my head. Obviously, pictures and everything else proved that it was a blatant handball and that he scored from that, but he couldn't even be honest after they won the game. If I'd known, possibly, that he did handle the ball, I think there might have been a few fireworks in that doping room, that's for sure. I think he might have passed blood instead of urine.